And welcome back to the 10th Pint Podcast, and we have something a little different today. We've got our first interview with Greater Manchester band, DEAFDEAFDEAFF, and we have Ellis here, and we also have Nathan.
Hello.
Yeah, so to start off with, where are you from? I said Greater Manchester. Are you from Manchester, or are you from, like, Leigh?
Go on, Ellis, you can tell.
We're all over, really. We're surrounded, like, round Leigh. Me and Nathan are from Leigh. Jake was from just outside in Astley, and then Connor's from he's from Wigan in Leigh Way. So we're all based around there. We're in Leigh, so
yeah.
We probably say Leigh. You know, if anyone asks, we'll probably say Leigh. But it's just you're much easier saying either Manchester or Greater Manchester because you say Leigh, and everyone's like, "Oh, where's that?" And you have to go on near Wigan, near Bolton, and it's like
it's pain.
Just Manchester.
Where do you rehearse? Do you rehearse in like a studio or someone's house?
No, we rehearse. Well, we did used to rehearse in Salford. They've got like these pirate studio things which you saw, like it's like a chain of studios, but we stopped going there. We rehearse in Leigh now, like an old mill, or sometimes we rehearse in like Swinton. It just really depends. It's a bit of a weird one right now. We're not rehearsing at all. We've all just started going back, so we're trying to find places that are open because obviously some places are open, some places aren't. It just depends.
It's tough finding them, isn't it?
Yeah,
I can imagine. Yeah. So when did the band start? Like what year and how old were you?
It was only last year, wasn't it? It was.
It's been like about a year and a bit now. So it was all like I'm 20 now, and you're 19, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm 19.
Yeah, he's 19. So like we started when I was like 18ish, and it was like last year. So we've been a band. It was a year in April, and it sort of just came about with like me, Ellis, and Jacob, and we did that. We actually did a gig at his mum's 50th birthday, and we did the drummer. Yeah, we did a cover.
At the time we did it, we thought we were sick, didn't we? And then we looked at the video
with the boys.
Like, oh my god!
We did a cover of Sonny by The Verve, and Jacob forgot like what to play halfway through, so we had to just stop it after like the last chorus or something like that. It was funny.
No, we were discussing it before, and like I've got a poster on my wall of like the first time we actually played a proper gig with a drummer, and it was like the 2nd of July, so like, it's just under a year since we played our first. Well, sorry, just over it. No,
when you're in a band, just in a band, you just like you spend about 6 months just rehearsing and getting it together. Really, like it's not like you just get together and think, right, we're going to do a few covers and a few original songs. Like you have to, especially with us, like us lot, all of us are self-taught except for our drummer Connor. He's more of he's been playing it since he was young, but like Jacob's self-taught. Ellis learned bass when we picked up the band. Like when we started the band, that's when he learned bass. So a lot of us, we had to get used to being able to play instruments and stuff. And I don't even know what I do. I'm still unprofessional at what I do. It's more shouting and screaming type thing. But yeah, it's
pretty much
a good experience, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good so far, isn't it? It's just like the experience of it. You know, just being together with a band. It's just going about.
Oh shit, Jacob's here.
Class, isn't it? Is he in?
Oh my god, you fucked up the entire thing.
What a mess.
Do you hear me? Yeah.
You messed up the entire interview, bro.
Nah, I joined like a minute ago, but it's just serious stress start getting it's just my phone.
Right, well, that's Jacob, that's the guitarist.
Yeah.
Hello. What would you say? Why did you start? Like, what inspired you to like go into a band? Because like, I feel like every band has a bit of a story behind them before they start.
Go on, Jacob. You could answer that, mate.
We were just really into our music,
since you just joined.
Yeah, we were just really, but it was us three. We were friends through college, but we were like the only like three in our college who were proper into music. So we just thought. Well, I was playing guitar anyway, and then obviously Ellie started learning bass. We just went to my house for a jam, and then realised we was onto something. Like we just started. Said, "Oh, we might as well make a band." And obviously Nathan started singing. We just tried. Then we had
to be fair, only reason Nathan sings is because of his inability to hold a guitar. The first time we rehearsed, we were all sat there, me and Jake, like on our laps, and he had it like the back of it was down, like flat on his leg, and me and Jake just looked at him like, "What you doing?"
Listen, I just bought a guitar.
He's like, "Lad, this is how I hold it."
Lad, this is how you do it, lad. I just bought his guitar, and then we needed, obviously, we was trying to do covers at first, so someone needed to sing, so we knew which bit of the song we was at. So I started doing that, and then I realised that I can't actually properly sing. It's very faint, so now I just do it. I don't even know what I do anymore. It's I don't know. I don't think much of myself, but people seem to gather to it, so it works, I guess.
Yeah.
What was the first song you saying play together?
Oh, it's Joy Division, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or was it? In fact, no, it was. It was either Transmission
it was
or
Transmission.
The
Sony.
Transmission, yeah.
It was like one of the two, which is.
I think the first we actually fully did was Transmission, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Sort of the thing that we went for when we first started it, because you know what I mean. It's sort of the staple of like post-punk. That's what we classed ourselves. Well, we classed ourselves when we first started, so it was like Joy Division, and that's the first song that's fairly easy to learn and sort of play. So we did that.
Would you say you modelled yourselves to be like Joy Division, that type of era?
I'd probably say the root of it is, you know, like I said, we listen to a lot of Joy Division, and that's probably what we try and base ourselves on. But as we were saying before, we're influenced by all sorts.
We're influenced by all sorts of
bands.
I suppose the root of it is like
it's different now. Like fully, it's we noticed ourselves sounding like certain bands. Like I don't know if you ever heard of a band called like Idols.
They've sort of got big over the last year.
Yeah. But like when the band started, I was sort of a big Idols fan, so I was doing a lot of the shouting and stuff, which Joe Talbot does, who's the lead singer. And then sort of over time now, we've sort of looked at what we sound like and people comparing us, and we sort of tried to go away from it and sort of put our own spin in it. But I think it definitely comes with time. Like when you first start off, it's a lot of ripping off other bands and just sort of being like everyone else, and then eventually about a year in, you start learning to be something different and be what you're best at. You pick what you're best at.
You start thinking for yourself, don't you? Instead of trying to be something that's already there and already done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start experimenting more with things and different sounds and different genres and just seeing what you can come up with, really.
So how many gigs have you done? Like, do you do it quite a lot? Do you do them very often?
Well,
at one point we were like 2 or 3 a week, weren't they? At some points, I think throughout December last year we had quite a lot.
We're very open with it, aren't we? To be fair, like anything that comes up, we'll just take it. Like even if it's like. We could have played. Well, we was meant to be playing in places like London, and it was something stupid like a Thursday night, and all of us were ready to just literally leave work and just go straight to it. It did end up going to thingy, but that's the sort of attitude that we have about it. Is like you've got to take them gigs, you've got to get yourself out there, because if you just sort of sit around in your room and expect fans to come to you, it doesn't happen. You need to get your face out there, type thing. So just take everything. So probably over 50 gigs, I'd say we've done.
It was weird from the start though, wasn't it? Because from August time, like beginning of August, I think we played about 2 gigs in 2 months or whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
And then August to September we had nothing, and then we got a gig at end of September at Castle Hotel in Manchester, and then after that it literally just took off. That's when we started gigging like every week.
Yeah.
It just came about really, really fast.
I just said, it only takes one person to be watching you out of them, say just 10 people, to be watching you, to take a gamble on you, and then you're flying, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with the Castle. Like the guy who was the promoter for that, we only got on because we knew the lads that we headlining it, and he saw us the promoter. We did all right sales wise, and then he got us on a few gigs after that, and then we ended up playing at Breadshed. Like in February, which holds like, how many is it hold? Like 300, 400, something like that.
I think it's like 450 or something.
Yeah, but I mean, we sold quite a few.
Good venue as well.
Yeah,
probably sold a few hundred tickets to that. And the thing that was weird is that at first it's like, to places like that, you just have people you know and your family coming down, but when you start seeing people you know that you don't know and they come down and watch you and they actually like it, it's like, it makes it more worth it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's far better.
Yeah, that probably gives you more confidence, like that.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't know.
Yeah, just even like times you've had like one person come up to you out of a room full of like 100 or whatever, and they go, "Oh, that was class" or whatever, and it's like, "Oh my god!" Like you just feel class, like you feel sick, innit?
I've
made it.
Yeah.
So I've seen you have 2 of your own songs, Vanilla and Proud. I've listened to them. Who writes them songs?
Everyone, man, everyone.
Yeah,
it's collective. It's collective. I mean, I mostly write the lyrics for them, and then it just comes off anything really. It can be the smallest thing. It'll be like, our drummer comes up with something. Our drummer comes up with like a small drum beat, and then Ellis will then click and come up with a bass line, and then Jacob will come up with a guitar part. And usually whoever has other guitarists, because we usually a 5-piece, but we've departed with one of our guitarists now, and we're obviously going to look to replace him. But usually they come up with something else, and it ends up like you'll start off with an idea, and then next thing it'll be something completely different. But there's no real one person writing it. Like, you get some bands doing who it's the front man who writes everything and everyone just plays it. It's a collective.
Yeah, it's like there's no one who actually writes the music in our band. We all write like our fair share of stuff. So, do you know what I mean? It's not like Nathan will ever sit down with the guitar and say, right, you play that, and then I'll sing that.
No chance for you now.
Definitely.
And I'd never say to Nathan, well, I've wrote these lyrics, so you have to sing it. It doesn't work. It's all like
every time we try to do that, it doesn't work because it's not the same. No, it's not coming from like the same, I don't know, angle and that. So like other times when I don't know, Ellis will come with the guitar, and you do come with some good guitarists, but all the times it might not translate to the way Jacob plays guitar or the way whoever plays guitar. It's just everyone's different with how they do stuff. So it's hard for you to do something and tell them to replicate it. It's just a tough way to work. The best way to work is just let it come naturally.
Yeah, so
it's also good to write individually because you get a different spin on things, and like you get different sounds from things. If it was just if it was just one person writing everything, it all sounds the same kind of. You know what I mean?
I think with them 2 songs as well. Like we wrote them, they were quite a while ago. We wrote them. Vanilla, like Proud was like the first proper song we wrote, and that's like I don't think after this we'll play it. To be honest, it's that old, and we've moved on quite a lot from that kind of sound.
The Vet sold a lot since that song. I think it makes our
song. I hate that song, lad. I mean, when you said
it's cringy.
Yeah, when you said it, then you probably heard me laugh. Like I laughed a bit. It's just we don't like them, but the only reason they're there is because if you're a band who's just got an Instagram page and you've not got any sort of anything to put to it, you need like at least something on there for promoters and people to see, or else it's just like, oh, look, this band, they've not made a song, they're amateur type things.
I mean, it is still us, like it's what we've done. Like we're not going to deny it. So like we're not going, it's terrible, that, but it's we've got we're just a different now. We're a different sound now to that.
Just got more to
what was behind the songs though? Like what was like the sort of meaning behind them, or just what prompted you to write them lyrics?
There's always a story, isn't it?
This is the thing which is weird, because if you listen to Proud and Vanilla, a lot of them are very direct lyrics. Like in Proud, it's mostly about nationalism, and how like pretty much people are still confident in the Union Jack and all that shit, even though there's just so much. Don't get me started, lad. There's so much wrong with the country. It's stupid, but it's still relevant. It's still relevant then as it was like today. So, like songs like Proud and Vanilla, they were just sort of aiming at things. Vanilla's more about bands who are they don't really make any substance with the music. Like they're very vanilla. They don't actually say anything.
They're very commercial.
It's just the thing of they have a platform and.
And
they
the
won't
thing
comment
that
on issues.
Annoys me. It annoys me how you'll get bands. Another band. I don't know. I don't want to just slag bands up, but like the 1975 are very activists.
I'm so glad you just said that.
Same.
It's like they're very activist and so like they care about all the problems, but they'll just write these love songs which they just don't. They don't mean anything. They don't mean anything. It's just late. To me, it's not necessarily late. Like people can write good love songs, but there's a lot of bands out there they just don't put any effort into what they're saying. They've got a platform to say it.
The thing with the 1975 with Matty Healy and that, it's like, if you're bothered about it, you put it in your music, and you won't have to stand there on like a 25-minute rant, would you?
Yeah, that's what the music's for.
Yeah, it's just send a message in it.
It's usually me angry at something anyway. To answer your question, it's usually me angry at something, so I write it. But we're trying to get away from that now, so we'll see what comes out and record some more songs.
I think we're still going to stick with a message to a song, because I don't see much point in writing a song that does have a message. But
I agree.
It's there has to be something behind it, or it's
there
has to be some substance to it. But it's just doing it differently and not being like fuck the sun, basically.
Yeah, that's what one of the lyrics is, like, type thing. But all the best musicians, they've got lyrics in there which can be taken from any angle. Do you know what I mean? You can take an interpretation from it. It's just trying to not be too direct. But a lot of the time, I was, especially being like new to writing, pretty much, I was just very direct. So that's where there's always a meaning behind the song. It just really depends what's going on in the world and stuff like that. You know, there's so many things to write about other than things like love or, you know, some ex-bird who you're missing on a beach or something.
Yeah.
Like catfish in the bottom end and stuff. Or,
So it's just like social problems and like.
There's going to be so much lad after this. All this stuff what's gone on, lad. Oh my god.
They do say bad times brings good music, don't they? So
yeah,
we'll wait and see.
I think that's like shown now, isn't it? What you've just said, like in northwest of England, obviously, like we're not from the exact same place, but it's similar. Like with the class and like you know, working class and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of music comes from Liverpool and Greater Manchester.
It is the best music because these are people. A lot of the time, I'm not going to make these mad, you know, tinfoil like claims, but a lot of bands from places like London and things that they're cherry picked to be the band. You know what I mean? So you can tell that in the music and the way they write. But bands like there's so many working class and sort of like lower class bands and things, especially from like Manchester and Liverpool and things, where it's people who've picked up instruments and they've picked up the pen and they've done it all off their own back and they've done it all. I don't know. It's a more great, like we were talking about this in another interview type thing that we did, was like there's a lot of bleakness and grimness which it's been stuck in these small towns where, you know, your only job options are, you know, being like, you know, a labourer, or you're going to work in an office, or you're going to do this, or you're going to do that. So I think you get very frustrated with that, and it creates brilliant music a lot of the time because it comes from the heart with a lot of working class people. It's all they've got.
Frustration, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all they've got is the music.
They kind of talk about, especially bands that come from like working class background. They just talk most songs about ordinary life and stuff like ordinary people go through and stuff. And I know some songs about love and stuff like just real life things. You know what I mean? That happens to.
It's not. Like, don't get me wrong. It sounds like we're just saying that's the only bit of music. Like, there's artists out there who create a good escape for people type thing. Do you know what I mean? Like that's their thing. But you know, a lot of iconic music, it has relevance to it. You have to connect with that person, whoever's shouting the lyrics, whoever's playing the instruments. That Oasis had a big one because anyone could pick up a guitar and learn an Oasis song within like a week because you know, very simple chords, very simple lyrics, which are pretty much meaningless, but they just have this way that they connect with you. The type of band like that, you know, it's definitely it's different.
Yeah, what would you say the worst part of being like an up and coming band is, and what would you change about like the music industry?
Trying to get a lot of recognition because it's sometimes really hard to get recognition. Like,
I suppose it's that. I mean, obviously you do it because you like doing it. So I mean, if someone recognizes what you do and your hard work and that, obviously that's like amazing. The thing you probably get rid of is I think we said this in that
in that
other interview as well. Is there's a lot of strange characters in the music industry, especially like singers that use the platform for wrong. They're very, very seedy individuals, to say the least.
Yeah. There's loads of snakes, man. There's loads of snakes. There's a lot of people who will be willing to just completely fuck you over, even though they put on this. You know, a lot of the time when you meet bands before a show and stuff, they'll put on a face like, "Oh, you're alright, man. How you doing? So interested, so excited to watch your band," and then you'll watch like the day after, you know, something's been said or something's been done, and it's not even that. Like I know Ellis's point too is you don't know who's in it for the music. Like there's a lot of people who are in it either for just purely because of money or fame, or people who more sinister stuff. You know, people who take advantage of people because they're a superstar. There's a lot of people that you'd be surprised at how many there are. So
another
it sounds
thing
like we're like indirecting someone.
Like you say about it's hard, what's the hardest thing about being an up and coming band is like you find at times, especially like promotion companies, they're more bothered about how much money you get them instead of the music you're giving them, if that makes sense. It's like sometimes a bit of a money game, and that's not fair, especially for bands that are coming up.
You might find after this that some of the promoters kind of booted out and people stop promoting. Hopefully, you know, bands can get their own thing going, so then someone like the soul comes back into music because there can be times, you'll go to some places and
especially with some,
there's nothing in it. There's no art in it with some people. Like they're literally just there for a paycheck.
People just turn up. Yeah.
Just you can sell the most tickets. You're on the headline. It's like it should be that. It should be the quality of the music, but so it's hard. You need money to keep it going. So it's fine.
I feel like it's one of them things, isn't it? Like everything you start, if you have the motivation to money for money, you're gonna fail.
Yeah, it's you have to enjoy it for yourself, don't you?
Yeah.
I think if you expect anything from it, then you're in it for the wrong thing. You're going to be bitterly disappointed as well if you're in it for
unless you're like a top 40 band or artist, you're never ever going to make that money back, like ever. Like you don't understand how much money it takes. Guitars, on a decent guitar, it's like 500 quid. Every rehearsal session is roughly about 10-20 quid. You pay for petrol and things. You pay for amps, getting it all the taxes, things like that. It's just so much money goes into it. But that just proves a lot of the time. A lot of these bands, which are still going after like years and years of playing, they're in it for the music because they're not making any money. They're very much risking. Like a lot of people, I'm not saying that we are, but a lot of people bet everything on music, because they love it that much, and people can end up, in bad situations because of it, because there isn't really much music at all. Like I'd love to say like, oh yeah, we make this much money off Spotify streams or stuff like that, but you make nothing. Like even when you're playing live, whatever you get paid like, say, I don't know, most we've ever been paid was like 200 quid, and that was like a headline show which we did, and then that gets divided between 5 people, and then it doesn't even cover what you've already put in. So you're never going to make the money back. It's all about the passion in it.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially if like a punk band or a more alternative band, we're not.
Yeah, there's no real market for it unless you kind of get there.
Yeah, you have to just get there first.
So what would you say success for you? Is it like what would be a success for you as a band?
Top 40 chart.
No, there's for me it's like certain venues. I think I'd like to play. I mean, I'd personally like to play the Ritz in Manchester. That'd be good. That's probably
it's small goals, isn't it, man? It's you got to, like, you can't be saying, oh, I want to be the next fucking, I don't know. I want to be the next Joy Division type of thing. You want to be this big massive band. You want to be the next like Nirvana or something. It's like you've got to just set a small goal. So like by the end of next year, we want to have like say 2 singles out and be recording our EP and have some sort of. Want to do a gig in London. We don't want to do a gig there, and then eventually the goals just get bigger. But I guess if we had to
it's like checkpoints, Bill. I always think
checkpoint.
There's no point.
Headquarters.
You know what I mean?
Fucking Halo.
There's no point saying like, oh well, in 3 years I want to be in the charts. It's something will happen. You've got to say, well, in 6 months you've got to do this, and then by that time we've done this, and we need to think about. Do you know what I mean? It's all one step at a time.
I'll be honest, I've never really thought about it.
I know,
you can't predict the
just
future because it's like when we was on that roll and every gig every weekend, and then all of a sudden COVID-19 it shut us all down. So
COVID-19,
our guitar, we had to part ways with our guitarist. We can't. Our debut single got cancelled because we couldn't record it. And he's just like, "Oh, nice one, cheers for that."
Yeah, it was a pain, wasn't it?
Have you just got any big plans for after the name, or this is like blown over and that?
I think we recorded another song.
Yeah.
One of our.
Well, we got word today, didn't we? There's a studio in Leeds that we're going to. They told us that they're open again, so we'll be in for that. I mean, it's been batted around something about Deaf Institute, and it kind of keeps banging on about Deaf Institute.
Deaf Institute.
So that'd be a good one.
Which is a venue in Manchester. That's not like
a good one to play.
It's not named after us.
No, definitely not. Yeah, in fact, you know what? That's the aim. We'll have our own venue. That's something we know.
Yeah, always.
So speaking of the name, where did it come from?
It's a new. What did I say?
It's a long story, isn't it?
Ask this.
At first, basically,
go on, Ellis,
we were originally called Salt, SAULTS. It was spelled.
Yeah.
And we were going all right. Released Proud, and it was doing quite well. It was on like a few thousand streams. And then out of nowhere, we got an email. Well, in fact, we were always aware of a French band actually that had the same name.
Yeah.
But we never thought anything of it because they were like a French jazz pop band kind of thing. So we thought, us being a punk band from like Wigan. We'd never crossed paths, but then we got played on BBC, introducing in Manchester under Salts, and then I think about 2 weeks after that, we got an email off their manager pretty much threatening a lawsuit against us over the name.
Oh, really?
Fucking cheeky bastards, aren't they?
So
that's fucking horrible. That.
Yeah. So there was it got a fair bit of publicity on Twitter, didn't it? We had quite a few people like reporters and that emailing us to try and get something on it.
It turned bad because it was just like people were giving them shit, and then people were being like, like doing all French slurs and stuff, and it's not. It
wasn't. We never endorsed any kind of
that. The only reason we ever mentioned was like a French thing was to show the difference. Like they're literally from a different country and they're trying to sue us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then a lot of people took that as like, oh, we should hate them because of the foreign type thing, and that it's the complete opposite of anything that we stand for. So we just sort of decided to get rid of it and said, listen, we're going to change our name. People are saying, Joe, should change to Salts with like an O or something, or Salts with a Z, and it was just like, no,
that's a shit idea, isn't it?
Different direction. Yeah, it just looks stupid.
Well, and I don't really know why Deaf actually. We just had a ring to it, and it just kind of stuck. I don't know. We were in our chat, weren't we? Just like batting out names we could think of, and there's some like stupid ones. Yeah,
it got rushed too.
It got rushed, and it just kind of.
We had a gig like the next day.
So did you have to start all like your social medias and all that all over again? Like,
not really. No, we had to delete a few pictures and stuff with the name Salts in it, and we just renamed it.
It wasn't too much of a damage in that. It's just that kind of thing. If
just loads of money on merch.
We've
got loads of Salts t-shirts
in my back room. Just that I can't get rid of.
Awful lad.
But I'll tell you what. Actually, I was in a pub in League, right, and I told this guy the name of the band, and he gave me we got given a reason for it, and he said, because the government doesn't listen to us, so that we could stick to that. The government are deaf to what we say, so there we go. We could just say it, couldn't we?
Yeah, I've run with that. Yeah, that's a good meaning.
I thought it was like, like Club Penguin, lad, when you can't find your name. I just thought, do you know what I mean, lad? Like, you ever played an online game like Club Penguin or something, lad?
Yeah.
And it says your username is not available, lad. Nobody's got this name. We're never going to get sued again because nobody else has got this name. This is us now.
Yeah.
That was a joke, by the way. Club Penguin, lad.
Like, normally at the end to wrap this up, we normally ask everyone what's your favourite pint. So we'll ask you all, what is your favourite pint?
Go on, Jacob, because you're a big beer drinker.
Heineken. My favourite beer is Heineken, but it's quite hard to find. It's unless you're in city centre, like, but it is Heineken any day. Heineken.
I'm a John Smith man personally myself. John Smith
man. That's great.
Some of the beers you drink, bro, proper old ale. I don't even know. You don't drink. Person, I've had to pick a pint. I do drink, but like I've not been drinking recently. But I've had to pick a pint, nice cold, and this is going to cause some Russells. A nice cold Carlsberg.
That's boring.
Sorry, but
I wasn't expecting that.
Like, that is my.
So I was expecting you said Red Stripe or something.
See, but that's worse than John Smith. That.
What?
Red Stripe's better in a can though.
Nah, you just have to swig lukewarm John Smith, innit? Out of can. Middle of the field.
Horrible, you lad.
Right, so thanks a lot for that, boys. Really appreciate it. I think all the listeners, like, should go and listen to you because we can all tell you're really down to earth. Like, lads, I feel like a lot of people will be able to connect with you. So we really appreciate you coming on. So thanks a lot.
That's what, man. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Good luck, by the way, man. It's a sick podcast. This is a sick podcast.
Nice one, boys.
Anytime you want us on again.
Yeah, definitely. See you in a bit.
See you, man.